I now call upon our director, Dr.J.SADAKKADULLA. He was the regional director of Reserve Bank in charge of Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry. He had earlier served as the regional director for Haryana, Punjab, and Himachal Pradesh. He was also the principal secretary and general manager of the Reserve Bank College, Staff College. He has published many research papers and he has authored a motivational book in Tamil. Our directors, Sir Dr. J. Sadakkadulla, with the director's address.
Assalamu alaikum. Respected Miran Sahib, Mr. Nazim, who is our force behind, Basir Ahmad Sahib, my predecessor, Khalid and our Ismail Said, and the entire team of Arif, Dawood Bhai, Asik, Afsal, who are very committed and all the time available. On behalf of all our IKLAS Academy team, I extend a very, very warm welcome to the chief guest for the day, Shakil Akhtar Sahib, Mr. Siddiq Sahib, as well as Nanda Kumar. In fact, they have always been supporting our endeavor consistently, and we hope we'll continue to have them in our endeavor. Crisis is an opportunity. In fact, the best thing which the 210 people who have registered for this course is the one which you can do best in this lockdown period. In fact, what can be a better purpose than preparing and making a strong foundation for the nation's premier service, IAS, and a host of about 24 services, each are equally good. And the revised dates for the UPSC exam has already been announced. You will be aware, October 4th is the prelims, and the January 8th is the main examination next year. So usually it will be there on the 31st of May or the first week of June. So for those of you who have already registered for this year's prelims, this will serve you as an opportunity to revise quickly whatever has been there in your agenda relating to the civics, the history, geography, economy, aptitude. So it has been very nicely revised. And all of you who have not just registered, but you propose to have it in the new subsequent years also, this is ideal because during this period, undisturbed, you will not move out anywhere. You can make a very strong preparation. In fact, if you notice the time between the prelims and the main, it's hardly 3 months. Many people make the mistake of preparing for the main after the preliminary results are known. Then the time becomes very inadequate. In fact, among all the 3 stages, prelims, main, and the interview, more than the interview, it is the main exam which matters. In terms of the number of marks, which adds to the interview. So, very important is, some people will say, I missed the interview in 2-3 marks. That's not true. Actually, all our senior successful civil servants here will acknowledge that it is the main exam which is the main thing. So you have to put in the maximum effort, and for that the time starts now, and you should try to start doing the preparation, a very long drawn preparation from now onwards. And I am reminded of superstar Rajinikanth's this very punch. He is known for dialogues and the song. In one of his very famous movie Basha, he says one famous song, மனித வாழ்வை 8 புரிச்சுக்கோ, அதில் நீ எந்த 8 இருக்கிறது என்று புரிஞ்சுக்கோ அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. அவர் என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, what he says is the life is a multiple of 8. The first 8 is meant for play. If you miss the play, you have missed it forever. Then comes studies, then comes marriage, then comes the child, then wealth building, then you have to go around the world, relax, and beyond the 8, if you are there, you are a burden to the community. That's what he concludes. So, in a very jovial manner, but so we have devised this program as a 8-week program. Remember that, and there will be 8 weekly tests, and in a day you are expected to make 8 hours devoted for this class. 2 hours between 11 and 1 for attending this course, and then another 6 hours either in self-study or joint study. You can start with the school exams books like NCERT books for all these subjects, and then also you can put some specific author books. For example, the economics, we have what is called Ramesh Sri. It's a very famous book. So like that, we should make a very, very systematic preparation, and that is what will make you a success story. And I recollect my own civil services experience. In fact, those days in 1980, I was there in Madurai, and in Madurai, we don't have even access to the question papers. In Triplicane here in Chennai, there is one Mohan Paripaham, and they only used to have this past question papers and bring out a booklet. So we used to come all the way to have a glance at the question papers. Actually, nowadays, you see at the click of the button, you have everything in the net itself. In fact, if you see the 1980 merit list, my name and Mr. Alauddin's name are figuring. He was a professor in Rockford College, and I was the Agriculture College as professor. And both of us have appeared, and we made it also. He made it in Tamil Nadu category, well. I was allotted the Pondicherry Civil Service, wherein I would have been conferred with the IAS subsequently, but I joined the Reserve Bank of India, and there again, I retired as the regional director for Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry during demonetization days. So, as you have put it rightly, in civil services, you are really aspiring to scale the Mount Everest. Okay, and you know what is its height? It's about 8,000 plus meters. And even if you don't make it, for some reason, because individual differences matters, differences are there between individuals. So, nevertheless, I assure you, you are sure to reach the base camp at least, which itself is about 5,000 meters above the ground. So, by that, what I mean is, your preparation will not go waste, and any one of these 24 services you can make it. TNPC is based on these matters, except that there is no optional requirement like agriculture or sociology, political science. Those things are not there. And then even Reserve Bank of India, I have not made any separate preparation. Once you climb the Himalayas, you can climb any hill. So that is the rest assured. Your time will not go waste. As Miran Saab had advised, it is an investment. You look at this as an investment, and especially the parents, I would request them, if you really want your reward to crack this examination, 2 years you forget them, and don't give them any family responsibility. Don't expect them to earn things. In fact, 2 years will just like that run away. And if he is really sincere, see, unless the person himself is self-motivated, no point in for the sake of the parents or something pushing through this, and this half-hearted effort will not help at all. So, if he is really sincere, especially the parental support is very important for the women candidates. In fact, we have about half a dozen successful candidates in the last felicitation program. Madam Fatima, who is a deputy collector now in the Tamil Nadu Academy, last year she was selected. They were all acknowledging it is because of the family support they could make it. So that is the importance of this. And I would very strongly say how to go about. My dear participants, I would say, you remember the Abdul Kalam Saab's success mantra, I would say. He said, நீங்கள் என்னவாக வேண்டாலும் ஆகலாம், means you can become anything in life. You have a dream which does not allow you to sleep, an ambition and a high level aspiration. That is step number 1. Step number 2, you equip yourself for that, study for that, and then whatever is relevant, and you do that. And then third thing is the hard work. There's nothing matches the hard work. In fact, you have to put in that 8 hours per day. From now onwards means it will multiply into definitely realizing your ambition. And then many a time things will not go the way we want it to go. So there could be unexpected turnings could be there. So don't get upset. There you have to continue to persevere. If this is not there, that is the thing. So that is what it is. So, and definitely you are sure to reach your destination. In fact, you take his own life. He wanted to become a Indian Air Force pilot, and he was so upset when he was not selected. Went to the Himalayas and sit in an ashramam. You know what levels he has scaled subsequently. He even put a sort of a fence across the country in the air. He was a missile man, Bharat Ratna president. What more you want? So you don't know really what God has in store for you. It is the hard work and God's grace that's going to win you the laurels, and you can definitely make it. So try to work for it that way, and definitely you will be all the very successful, and we are there to help you. and your aim should be to come here and study. I mean, study here. We are there since 2012, and a group of bunch of philanthropists. Ajis Bhai is there in Coimbatore. Our Ahmad Miran Saab is there. They all have committed a lot of funds to this work, and also intellectuals and the scholars of the community has come together. Out of the 60 people we select, we even have reservations for our non-Muslim friends. So it is a collective endeavor, and with God's grace, when our intentions are pure, definitely we'll succeed. One last appeal I would make to the numerous well-wishers and parents and others of the community and abroad, just to try to donate something, whatever little you can, your funds, zakat funds or whatever zakat funds, for this noble cause, because this is a collective concern of the community, and you will be definitely rewarded. In fact, like this particular course which we have made it as a money back scheme, if you are sincere and very regular, we are going to give back the 1,000 rupees you have paid. And the same way, in fact, you can take back the money which you are going to contribute to our trust, not from us, but from Allah, who has promises in this Surah Al-Baqarah. He says, Karnan Hasanan. இது வந்து அல்லாஹ்வுக்கு கொடுக்கக்கூடிய அழகிய கடன். In fact, our academy earlier, IKLAS Academy, was known as Alahiya Kadan IAS Academy. Okay, and so you are going to give, and Allah promises, is there anyone to donate to me? I'm going to multiply and give it back in 700 times that. And it is not an empty promise. I will conclude by saying, take the role model of Professor Muhammad Yunus. When Bangladesh became independent in 1971, he came back from USA as a professor, joined the Chittagong University, and then with the students, he undertook a project. He found in his area that there are a lot of poor people, bamboo makers, and they needed a few takas to make a bamboo, but they didn't have it. So morning they will borrow from the person who give the raw material and return back in the evening twice that. You know what he did? Out of his own funds of the end of service benefit from the US, which he has got, a few dollars, we just give it to the 42 of them. And it was a big sum for them. You know, $42 was what he was required initially to give. And this happened in somewhere in 1976. And you know, in 2006, he was given the Nobel Prize for microfinance, which is a very great movement all over the world, empowering especially the women. You know, and the value of the Nobel Prize, it is about $986,000. You can calculate how much it is. So it is more than 700 times. And as a central banker, I am telling you, there is no other investment which can give you this multiple, and you are assured of this return. So try to support our cause, and collectively, I once again thank all our chief guests who have taken time off during these difficult days to be with us, and we request them all to continue to support to us. And I wish all the team a success, all the participants, and I wish that this online courses should become a permanent thing, so that it can help the people across the abroad also, and also the women candidates from the comfort of the home, they continue to perform and succeed. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, and all the best. That's all, brother.
Jazakumullah khair, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much for the detailed description of how the aspirants should start preparing for the mains along with the prelims. It is definitely, we are trying to scale the Mount Everest, and by aiming for the stars, you're bound to reach the altitude that will bring about results, inshallah. And definitely, as Dr. Sadakkadullah has mentioned, the empowerment from the community helps, and the returns are definitely bound to come. And as he mentioned, the verse of Surah Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in not just in Surah Baqarah, but also in many other places in the Quran, Man zallazi yuqridullahu qardan hasana wa may yudha'ifullahu, which means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, who is the person who can lend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a loan goodly, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can multiply and give it back in multitudes to the people. So that is the investment which will definitely not have any losses, inshallah. And having said that, No, it is definitely time that we have to ride the tide to reach the destination faster. Going with the current situation, it is imminent that we adopt an online medium, a platform which is not just easy and flexible, but also provides the means to achieve the objectives. Our online UPSC Foundation courses aims to deliver the digital learning to everyone. We will have live classes by experienced faculty members. We'll have periodic tests as mentioned by Dr. Sadakkadullah, 8 tests, 8 weeks. Round the clock clarification of doubts and queries. We have free ebooks and videos, which is a complete platter served for those who aspire.